All right, welcome back, everybody. Now, we've seen Maryland. Yeah. Now let's shift gears to the first date, week 2, and already some big matchups.
Yeah, can you believe it? It's already here. Week 2 is already upon us. And we had some pretty good matchups in Delaware.
Yeah, we're talking about Dover.
Yeah.
And they went out to Woodbridge, probably two of the teams that we think are going to be finishing at the top of this conference.
Both, right? Yeah.
And they matched up week 2.
Yeah, I would say so.
Go. All right, let's get right into our game of the week. Big-time henloping battle right here.
Yeah, 2 contenders in the North and South. These are 2 teams we expect to challenge for division championships.
Woodbridge already up 7. Jamon Kane adding on.
Yeah, look at Jamon Kane. We had him here for the coaches' conference. All confidence. And yeah, a little cocky as he finds his way into the end zone.
And after a Dover touchdown, Troy Haynes dimes it to Gabe Westcott.
How many times have we saw Haynes already put it on the money this year? This kid, accuracy is off the charts.
But after half, the Senators were a different team. Jordan McGee takes the QB keeper 40 yards to the house.
This is my boy, I got to say it. Jordan McGee, Temple commit, takes it to the house, sending it.
After a stop, Javon Peace makes a man miss, and he's gone.
Yeah, one of the most electric players in the state. This is the kid that we were talking about earlier, 65 yards, ties the game up with this run, and look at the finish. Get in there, and he ties it up in the 3rd.
Now, Woodbridge would fumble at the Senators' 20. Peace takes it 60 yards.
Yeah, this is actually, deuces. I'm going to see it. Kenny got, our photographer was like, where'd he go? He got lost in the pile. He is too fast. And again, the finish there, 270-plus rushing yards.
Wow. Yeah, what a finish. Senators with 28 unanswered to shock Woodbridge 35-21.
Going in the locker room, we was down, and I told everybody, don't let the emotions affect the game. So the second half, I said, let's pick it up and let's win. We just need another score. And I told Coach, keep feeding me. Scored. That's all it is.
That's all it is.
Couldn't catch his breath.
Keep feeding me. What did you guys see? I'm guessing it's a lot of Javon Peace.
Yeah, I mean, Javon Peace, number 1. As we talked about earlier, man, he's one of the best players in the state. When you got a quarterback like McGee, I mean, you got an explosive offense.
You have also a very high football IQ type of offense. You're out there for our football previews weeks ago. Speaking with this team, McGee, Peace, their head coach, and they're talking about winning. They're talking about the chemistry, but just what they have on the offensive side of the ball is so rare. And that's what we find with Woodbridge. You have Troy Haynes, you have Jamon Kane, so that's why it was such a good matchup.
Yeah, I feel like one of the most important things that we heard was head coach Rudy Simonetti this summer saying that they won a lot of 7-on-7 stuff, but could it translate to the field? We're seeing right now that it is translating to the field.
There you go, and of course, to break it down a little further, let's send it over to the wall with Jonah Restuccio.
All right, thanks, guys. Some other games to get to you tonight out of Delaware. Not slacking on this. We're going to start things out in Georgetown. Sussex Central looking to pick up their first win of the season, hosting Queen Anne's in a Maryland-Delaware crossover matchup. It was a defensive battle in the first half, and the Knights, they would have the advantage. Isaiah Barnes jumps the pass for the diving interception. And then later on in that first half, Elijah Moore, he's going to bust through the line, bringing down QA's Cyrus McGowan. McGowan would leave the game after that hit, and it would be knotted up at 3 at the halftime break. Second half, not sure what the locker room pep talk was, but it sure worked. First play from scrimmage, Tyjair Shepard-Parker takes the handoff 57 yards for the first touchdown of the game. And then the very next offensive possession for Central, Shaheem Williams. He's going to break it out to the left. He's not going to run it into the end zone. He's going to walk it into the end zone untouched from 12 yards out. Sussex Central picks up their first win of the season, topping Queen Anne's 31-3. Del Mar, it was a home game for them, but played on Salisbury University's campus up against St. Mary's, who was the last team to beat the Cats. Tied at 7, Del Mar QB A.J. Angelo fighting for extra yards, but coughs it up. Saints recover inside the Del Mar 30. Now, very next play, Saints QB Scout Ripley hits McCormick Buckner for a 27-yard touchdown. Talk about an all-name team. Saints retake the lead 14-7. The Wildcats would answer a minute before the first half would end. Angelo finds Zach Covington for 37 yards up the seam. Marys would add a field goal to make it 17-14 at the half. Del Mar, now they would go on a run and leading 35-23. Ripley with one last chance, but it's caught by the wrong team. Dante Trader Jr. with the pick to seal it. Wildcats avenge their loss from last year by the final, 35-23. Now moving up to Felton, Lake Forest hosting the Totnell School. From the start, I'm telling you, it was all Spartans. Hornets, no answer for the triple option as Isaiah Johnson breaks through the line for the score. That was from 43 yards out. And then a few possessions later, Juwan Reed, he wants to get his name in the scorebook. This one was 67 yards. So halfway through the fourth quarter, and Lake goes up 21-0. So after a Tatnall score to make it 21-7 on the ensuing kickoff, Chris Allen, he gets those points back real quick. He returns this kick for 6. The Spartans get their first win of the year, an easy one, 43-7 over Tatnall. Guys, back to you for some more scores.
That's right, some more scores to get to you. How about Smyrna going 0-2 to start the year? They fall to Franklin, Maryland, and Cape Henlopen. Wow, they got walloped across the bridge. They fall at Fairmont Heights. And Salesianum get the 9-0 win over Sussex Tech in this one.
Now also Seaford trying to pick up the win on the road, but they would come up just short in their contest against First State Military Academy. The final in that one, 21-14. Now Indian River, we got to mention them, and Polytech going head-to-head earlier tonight. IR looking to make it 2 in a row for the first time since 2011. That was their state championship year. Polytech, though, too much to handle. They take care of business 42-13.
Yeah.
And real quick, guys, if you can give me one thing that stood out for you from this week's games in Delaware.
I'm going to go with the easy choice. Javon Peace. Come on now.
Easy
I'm going to go with Sussex Central.
Yeah.
Now I'm a little biased because I was out at that game, but we're talking about 28-0, 28-0 run in the second half.
Yeah.
A lot of rushing, 4 different players with the rushing touchdown in that game. Could be a team that we're, going to come up on.
Also got to show Delmar some love for showing some resiliency and fighting back and winning that second half.
And guys, the thing about it is we featured so much football throughout this show. And the good news is that we got more football coming up, but later on in the show, we have our top plays.
And coming up, we're already seeing some flooding in Dorchester County. We're live in Bishop's Head with details on how officials are facing it.
Hi, my name is Fred Johnson, head coach at Lake Forest High School, and you're watching Delmarva Sports Insider.